Have you ever found yourself asking why you're struggling so much? Sometimes, it feels like difficulties are a constant in our lives, one battle after another, and the feeling that nothing is going to change can be overwhelming. When obstacles appear without warning, when effort seems to be in vain and victory feels distant, it's natural to feel lost, as if everything is one big, unexplained test. That moment when you look at everything you're going through and ask yourself, why am I going through this? What's behind all of this? Is there a purpose to it all? I want you to stop for a moment and really think about what you're experiencing right now. That pain tightening your chest, that feeling that you're fighting against a sea of difficulties. What would you think if I told you that all of this, every struggle, every tear, every moment of frustration, is actually preparing you for something much greater? What you're facing right now, no matter how difficult it may seem, is part of something magnificent that is about to happen in your life. You are not alone in this, and what you're about to hear may be exactly the key to transforming the way you see each one of these challenges. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could change your perspective forever. I know that deep down, you've already asked yourself, will it be worth it? Will all this effort, sleepless nights, the silent battles, the sacrifices, really bring any kind of reward? I deeply understand that pain, and I know how challenging it can be to keep the faith when the end of the road still seems invisible. But the truth you need to understand is that everything you're going through right now, every battle, every tear, every sacrifice, is part of a greater plan. You may not see it yet, but you are in the middle of a transformation. The path you're walking right now is shaping you, and believe me, this path will lead you to a destination you never thought possible. In the next few minutes, I will share something that can completely transform the way you view your struggles. Something that will give you the clarity you need to understand why you're going through all of this and how even the most painful difficulties can, in the end, have a deep and revealing purpose. I know that sometimes, battles seem endless, and all you want is a quick solution to the suffering. But the truth is that the deepest answers don't come from magic formulas or easy solutions. They come from a process that challenges us to look beyond what's visible, to see what is being built within us. I'm not here just to give you encouraging words or passing motivation. It's not about giving you a push to keep moving forward without knowing what's to come. What I'm offering you is something deeper, something more lasting. I'm going to show you how you can transform every obstacle you face, every difficulty that feels endless, into a stepping stone to something greater. By the end of this video, you will not only have a new perspective on life's adversities, but you will understand how these difficulties can actually be the foundation that propels you toward a great transformation. This is not just another video to motivate you to keep moving forward without knowing what lies ahead. The goal here is to give you the necessary tools to truly understand the purpose of each challenge you're facing and how to use it to your advantage. It doesn't matter where you are right now, what matters is what you're going to do with the information you're about to receive. So, stay with me until the end, because what you will learn in this moment may be exactly what you need to transform all your difficulties into opportunities and finally see the purpose behind everything you've been through. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Breathe deeply and feel the air coming in and out of your body, slowly and consciously. Let the silence around you create space for what you're carrying inside. Focus on each breath, allowing it to anchor you in the present. Feel completely here, in the now, with all your worries and challenges. Bring to mind the situation that's bothering you the most. It might be something that feels like a constant battle, a problem at work that seems unsolvable, a relationship that steals your peace, or even a sense of stagnation, like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle. Allow this situation to emerge without rushing to judge it or push it away. Just observe what's there. What does it represent for you? How do you feel when you think about it? Now, visualize these struggles as heavy stones you've been carrying in your hands. Each stone may represent a part of your suffering, a fear, a doubt, a frustration. These stones are big and heavy, and no matter how hard you try to hold them, they consume you, preventing you from moving forward with ease. You feel their weight, you feel the effort of carrying them all the time, and you begin to wonder how you're going to keep carrying all of this. But now, imagine something different. Visualize yourself finding a peaceful place, a safe space where you can finally rest. Imagine sitting down, with the stones in your hands, but instead of seeing them only as the weight of your struggle, start to see something else. Over time, these stones begin to transform before your eyes, no longer an unbearable burden, but something that can be shaped, transformed, harnessed. The stones become the foundation for something greater that you're about to build. Maybe you can't see this now, but know that everything you've been through so far is creating a solid foundation for the future you're about to conquer. This transformation process is not easy, but it is necessary. The stones that once seemed insurmountable are now becoming the cornerstones of a new path. Every tough experience, every battle, is teaching you something valuable. Even when you feel out of strength, these experiences are strengthening you and preparing you for something you can't fully see just yet. Say to yourself, with conviction, I am not my struggle. I am someone in process, evolving, transforming. Repeat this phrase aloud or in your heart. Feel the power of these words. You are not defined by the difficulties you face, but by how you choose to transform them into something that strengthens you. Every challenge you face now is laying the foundation that will be used to build something extraordinary in the future. What feels like a burden now, later will be the source of your strength. Remember, the pain you feel today is not the end. It's the beginning of a new journey, of a new version of yourself. What's happening right now is just a chapter in the larger story you're about to write. Every step you take, every struggle you face, is preparing you for a future where all these stones will come together to form something magnificent. Believe me, you are stronger every day, more prepared with every challenge, and your moment of transformation is closer than you think. Now, it's time to turn this deep reflection into something tangible, something you can apply immediately to your life. I want you to grab a piece of paper, or open your phone, and write down 3 things you're currently facing. It could be a challenging situation at work, a difficult relationship, a feeling that haunts you, or a doubt that paralyzes you. Don't worry about what you write down, there's no right or wrong here. Just write honestly, without judgment. Let the words flow and bring to the surface what's weighing on your mind. Now, next to each of these challenges, write down one simple action you can take today to begin addressing it. Remember, it doesn't have to be something grand. We're not looking for immediate solutions to fix everything at once, but rather small actions that move you in the right direction. These actions may be simple, but they're powerful. For example, if you're dealing with a complicated relationship, your action could be as simple as sending an honest message, or even just opening up for a sincere conversation. If you're facing a creative block or procrastinating on a project, maybe the first step is to start with a small task related to it, even if it's just planning the next step. If you're feeling exhausted or overwhelmed, your action might be something as simple as taking a few minutes to meditate, breathe, or take care of yourself in a small but meaningful way. Remember, the key here isn't making giant leaps, but taking small, consistent steps that will gradually create real transformation. Every step counts, even if you don't immediately see the impact. The struggles you're facing won't disappear overnight, but the simple act of taking action gets you moving. And as you move, you begin to shape how these difficulties affect your life. Action is the tool that transforms challenge into opportunity. Think of action as a game of forces. By acting, you begin to take control. With every small victory, you strengthen your confidence and get closer to the version of yourself you're becoming. Over time, these small victories will add up, and when you look back, you'll see that everything that once seemed like an endless battle now makes sense. Suffering, frustration, and difficulties have a purpose. And by taking action, you begin to uncover that purpose. Now, at the end of the day, take a moment to review the list you've made. Ask yourself, what did I learn today from each action I took? How did you feel after taking the first step? What changed in your perception of the situation you faced? What did you learn about yourself in the process? It's important to realize that every action you take isn't just a task completed, but an opportunity to grow and evolve. With every decision, you're creating a new version of yourself, stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's to come. So, at the end of the day, take a moment to reflect. What did you learn today? How can you apply that lesson to the next action you take? This practice of daily review will help you transform the way you view your struggles. Not as obstacles, but as catalysts for change. And you'll begin to realize that, over time, transformation isn't just in the big victories, but also in the small daily steps. Every step is a victory, and every victory is a step closer to a future where you can look back and see how all your struggles made sense. Now, looking at all the struggles you're facing, I want you to understand one thing: they're not an obstacle, but a springboard. What you're going through right now is not a punishment or a twist of fate, it's part of a growth process, and you're closer than you think to seeing all these difficulties transform into something much bigger than you ever dreamed. I know it might be hard to believe this right now. Maybe everything around you feels like it's falling apart. The weight of the struggle is so intense that you can barely see the way out. But trust me, change is happening. It's already inside you, manifesting in every small step you take, in every action you make, even when it seems like nothing is changing. You're closer to something great than you ever imagined. These difficulties aren't an end. They're the foundation for what's to come. Don't be fooled by the intensity of the present moment. Every step you take toward facing these battles is a step that brings you closer to the strongest, most resilient, and most fulfilled version of yourself. The future you're building begins now, in the middle of the struggle. And you're in motion, and that's already a victory. If these words touched your heart, if something inside you was awakened, share this video with someone you know who also needs to hear this message. Sometimes, all someone needs is a reminder that their struggles aren't in vain, that they have a purpose, and above all, that something greater is unfolding behind every difficulty. Sometimes, that small reminder can be the key to helping someone keep going, to find the strength to take the next step. If you're already feeling empowered, imagine the impact these words could have on someone else's life. Sharing this video could be the start of a transformation you can't even imagine. And before you leave, I want you to take a moment to reflect. What is the first step you're going to take to turn your struggle into victory? What will you do today to start transforming your difficulties into fuel for change? Leave your answer in the comments. By writing it down, you're not just committing to your own journey, but also creating a movement of transformation within you. Putting your intention on paper is what makes the change begin. Remember something essential: all your struggles have a purpose. Each one is shaping who you are becoming. Don't give up now, because you're closer to achieving victory than you ever imagined. The next step you take will be the beginning of something much bigger. Start today.